Chat, we are back for week 4 of SGL action. We didn't have to wait too long until the next matchup. This is the only Mazar, and we are kicking it off with the SGL Championship. First of all, we're going to be showcasing the Rebellion versus Steel Army. Now, that won't be the only match on tonight, because we will have a second match coming up very soon as we dive into the schedule. And yes, it will be another SGL Championship matchup. And this one will be between Los Verdes of Austin FC versus EC Eternal of the Seattle Sounders. Going good. Good to see you in chat, dude. Looking forward to seeing you play tonight. And Nelly, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. We in SGL are always happy to receive the free Bezos bucks. Thank you very much for your Prime sub, dude. Much love. But yeah, chat, as I mentioned earlier, we have a double header here for you tonight. The Rebellion versus Steel Army kicking us off in less than 5 minutes. And soon after that, we will be going over to Los Verdes versus EC Eternal. And as you can see, for the rest of the matchups, we have 2 more scheduled. We will also have a doubleheader on Wednesday, kicking off with Sounders RC versus Frontera Chrome, and ending it with EC Defiance versus Axe and Rose. Or so it shows right now, because there are still 3 more matches to be scheduled. We might add on to the Wednesday stream potentially, but for now, this is what we have going. Trevon, good to see you, bro. I said Trevon. Why am I saying Trevon? Trevin, good to see you, dude. Gogan in chat saying, I do not believe I'll be seeing action tonight. Oh, come on, man. We were bigging you up in the podcast yesterday. I was hoping I'd be able to see you, bro. Come on, man. Trevin saying, lol, gotta throw some mayo on that. Hey, if I need to, I can, yes, but proper pronunciation over, I guess, exaggerated enunciation. So, just so you guys are aware, I'm the only one in the commentary booth for now, so if there are moments of silence, it's because I'm dealing with different matters. Having to do with possibly setting up a match, or setting up, say, this prediction right now, so you can predict on this matchup as I go over both sides, or dealing with an administrative matter during the match itself. Right. So, Rebellion versus Steel Army. This is a match that everyone's been looking forward to since the season started. And if we dive into the league table, you'll see why. Because as you can see right here, both the Rebellion and Steel Army have yet to lose a match. The Rebellion have won every single game and not lost a single game. So this is a big one. Whoever wins will have a very good position in the table. If Steel Army lose by, I'm trying to do the math. If Steel Army lose but get 1 game, they'll still be at the top of the table because they have that 4-point gap with the Rebellion. If Steel Army gets swept, the Rebellion go to the top of the table. So the only way for the Rebellion to go to the top of the table is by sweeping Steel Army. Otherwise, Steel Army will remain at the top of the table. With that said, a loss is going to be a huge setback for Steel Army. The Rebellion have been on a roll since they started their season in week 2, and the only team at this moment capable of stopping them is Steel Army. As we go into the team stack comparison, you'll see why. Rebellion are very good at creating chances. I mean, they're probably the most cohesive side in the championship right now, and they have the best attack in the championship for that reason. Their goals for says it all. Almost 6 goals a game. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Their shot percentage close to 50%. You know, you're looking at the Steel Army numbers and you're like, wow, those are good. And then you look at the Rebellion and you're thinking, oh my good God, these guys are insane. So that's your matchup for you. On paper, just by the numbers, you might think, oh, the Rebellion are favorites. But Steel Army is known to step up against good opposition, and they are very well capable of that. Now, here's the thing. When talking about the Rebellion at the start of the season, I mentioned that they like to match up against their opposition, and they are not really good at, really dominating against any opponent. I think they've proved me wrong in the championship this season because they faced EC Defiance, and I thought that was going to be a closer matchup, but they swept them. They faced Axe and Rose. Axe and Rose have been getting better, by the way. Well, they swept them. Could they sweep Steel Army? Who knows? But they're certainly capable. Toad Death says it as well. Good to see you in chat, Toad. He says Rebellion to sweep, Debit man of the match for SA, and Shorts man of the match overall. If we go into the player stats, I think we'll see why, because Shorts has been incredible. I mean, yeah, he's tied on goals with Polar, but he's gotten them in fewer shots. He's also been getting a ton of assists. He's also leading the team in saves and demos. This guy has been doing it all. And we know about Shorts and Polar and their capabilities because we saw it in the premiere last season. I mean, these two make for a very good trio. Now, the reason, Gogan, why I was disappointed to see you not be around is because look at the stats right here. You've been efficient with your shots. You've been getting demos. You've also been playing a part defensively. I think you've done a very good job playing that cleanup role, and it would have been nice to have had you around. But you know what? I get it. So if Gogan's not playing, you know it. Triple C is going to be featuring, and we've yet to see a lot of Triple C. We've only seen him in one matchup, and that was against Axe and Rose. Sorry, not Axe and Rose. EC Defiance. We will definitely see more of him then tonight. Now, as for Steel Army, we've not been seeing that much of Debit. In fact, we've been seeing a nice spread of games across the whole Steel Army side. And the numbers show that right here. I mean, Bear Blitz has been on the goals this season. Last season, he would really struggle to get a goal in the championship. This season, he's been on top of his game. Absolutely incredible. 16 goals. Makes him one of the top goal scorers in the league this season. 13 assists as well. I mean, this guy has been the complete attacking player. And because he and Red 4 have been popping off alongside Raisin Boy, who I think is probably going to be the key player in this matchup if he were to appear, Debit has been playing a more reserved third-man role, and I think he's been thriving in that as well. But don't count out Debit. He's also capable of stepping up and playing a big part on the attack. So, I see the channel points predictions. Not too many channel points put up. I get it, but it is an equal split between the Rebellion and Steel Army. Put your predictions down in chat. Toad already did. He called it a sweep. Polar, good to see you in chat as well. Look forward to watching you play tonight. Now, for my prediction, I think Steel Army is definitely going to get a game. It's not like the Rebellion is that good that, you know, they will sweep Steel Army of all teams. And Steel Army always step up when they face tougher opposition. I think this might go 3-1 to the Rebellion, but I would not be surprised if this goes 5 games. But I think it's going to go 3-1 to the Rebellion. Yep, Nelly, same thought. There you go. He even says 3-1 to the Rebellion. So we should have kicked off right about now, but we were waiting for one of the players to come back because they had to reboot their computer, and I get it. Game, not the best, not the most stable at the state, but you know what? They're in, and we are about ready to go. Both teams are going to be joining their teams now. Music soft. Both teams are in. You're hearing the revving of the engines as the clock ticks down to kickoff. Here we go. The Rebellion versus Steel Army. Nice start there by Steel Army. And Red 4 gets the opening goal with less than 10 seconds played out. Bit of an unfortunate moment right there. Triple C looking quite off in his execution. Trying to slow play that, but plays a nice pass late off to Red 4, who gets it into the back of the net. And Steel Army are starting on the front foot in this game 1. Oh my god, ball across the net. The Rebellion get away with it, and now on the other end, Triple C beats 1, beats 2, off the backboard. Polar cannot beat Bear Blitz, who gets the ball out, but the pressure continues. Steel Army trying to get out, but the ball is still in their orange half. They need to get back into the defensive position. Triple C on the backboard. Fakes, I guess. Doesn't really get much out of that. Bounce off the corner. Shorts to the near post. Off the backboard. Triple C going for the 50. Ball's loose now, and Steel Army should be able to clear it out. Not bad there from the Rebellion, and now they get a second chance to go forward. Polar going for a shot. Not on target. Debit with a nice first touch. Second touch, not so much. Triple C with no boost, just decides to boom it off the backboard. Uh-oh. Red 4 misses. Debit needs to respond. Gets one. And now the ball's loose in the middle. Bump away. Oh my goodness, that should have been in the net. Red 4 couldn't get it in, but Bear Blitz does. And it's 2-0 to Steel Army. What a start for them in this number 1 versus number 2 matchup. As I say that, I think Polar is getting his way, because in chat he did say that he's betting for Steel Army and he's about to throw for a channel. I mean, we'll see if he's actually throwing. So far, he's not playing like he's actually throwing. Steel Army are just kicking it off pretty well and stepping it up, making it tough for the Rebellion. Meanwhile, Pipe Shot Gogan in chat predicted 3-2 to the Rebellion. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes that way. Speaking of the Rebellion, the ball is loose in the midfield, and they've done a good job of getting midfield control for like a spell, but then they run out of boost and they just track back. I feel like they're showing a lot of respect to Steel Army, and I get it. But when you give them time, like you see right here from Bear Blitz, getting the 50 in the midfield as well, that allows them to take control. And now, Debit brings it forward. 50 to Red 4, who gets it off a Triple C to the right side. And now Bear Blitz trying to slow play, but gets demoed by Shorts. Polar, though, uncharacteristically gives the ball away, tries to go for a 50. Debit, who's been so good in keeping control and getting the ball out of his own half. I feel like they need to do something about that. Maybe try something similar themselves, not just give the ball away so easily. Easier said than done, of course. Triple C trying to pass it out. Shot towards the net. Off target yet again. We have just gone past the halfway point of game 1. Steel Army up 2-0 against the Rebellion, and in all honesty, Steel Army have looked very good right here, but the Rebellion is still capable of coming back. Nice pass out, but Triple C could not get to the end of it. Now Polar should have enough boost to go for a double. Steel Army with a nice touch. Debit getting it out, not for too long though. Red 4 needs to step up, uses all his boost to get the save. Tries to go out to the sidewall with 0 boost still. And now the ball is loose in the midfield, courtesy of Shorts. Ooh, shot on net by Debit. Polar barely getting that save. Getting a bit of assistance from the post. Go get a chat saying Steel is a good team and play well off each other. It makes it tough to sweep a team like that. I agree. But you've also seen the Rebellion step up. They have famously swept opponents in the Premier. But on this note, they're not doing as good a job, because it is Steel Army getting their 3rd goal for this game 1. Debit finishing it off of Bear Blitz. Once again, Debit forcing it through the post. This is starting to become a Debit specialty right now, where he seems to just push the ball past the post and into the back of the net. I have yet to see anyone else try that in SGL. Maybe we'll see if others want to give it a go, but Debit has been successful with it so far. Ooh, nice touch here by Triple C, beating 2. Trying to center into the middle. This is a chat for Polar. Weak shot. Debit backflips. The field's backflip man moment. As Polar gets 1 back for the Rebellion. You know what? Better late than never. This Steel Army side, they were kind of there for the taking because the Rebellion had some good moments. They finally get a good chance created. Both Steel Army players sticking at the goal line, not really able to get out, and they concede because of that. Now you have Triple C getting all the time in the world to get his boost. Bear Blitz now challenging, but now Red 4 needs to get a save out, and that he does. Played into the middle by Polar. Triple C off the corner. No one there to follow up. Shorts is going for the boost. Polar to Shorts. Shorts pops it up. Does he have enough to follow this up? He doesn't. Debit gets it out of the way. Triple C tries to keep it up, but Steel Army see off this attack. And for the Rebellion, as the clock ticks down to the final 30 seconds. An absolute gift. Shorts with his second. Sorry, not Shorts with his second. Shorts with his first. Rebellion with his second. And with 27 seconds to go, Steel Army are only up by 1 goal. Might we see overtime in this game? One, we shall see, but the Rebellion have been given a lifeline by the Steel Army side. Now Bear Blitz, loose ball, goes for the shot. Good defending right there. Ball out to the flank. Red 4, bouncing it towards the backboard, going for the double. Just didn't have the boost to follow up. And the Rebellion are there to see it off. More time wasting from Steel Army as they try to clear it away. The ball gets played down to the ground. Steel Army breathe a sigh of relief. They get game 1 in this top of the table matchup. Woo! That was stressful for Steel Army. I mean, towards the end, they were just giving a lot of time and space and easy shots to both Polar and Shorts. You don't want to concede ground to the Rebellion like that. You want to keep engaging them. You want to make sure that they don't get their shots and passes off the backboard. The moment those bounces start going their way, they will just keep it going. Make sure that you have to keep using your boost. They'll make sure that they'll keep that pace up. So the only way forward is to slow the pace down. And that is what Steel Army did very well in this game. Debit coming up huge in the back line, as well as Bear Blitz. Nelly saying Steel just more organized defensively in game 1 at least? Yes, they were. Absolutely. Organization, though, can only take you so far, because if you're not challenging and engaging, the opposition will have their way and they'll get their setups for their shots. And that's what happened when Polar got his first goal. With that said, we are now going into game 2. Gogan kind of spoiled it in chat already. The Rebellion stick with the same trio, but Steel Army make a sub. Raisin Boy coming in for Bear Blitz. Nice touch by Raisin Boy, trying to play it slow just like Bear Blitz did in game 1. Nice chance right there though for the Rebellion, but Steel Army get it out. Demo at the back means both Steel Army players need to track back. Raisin and Bear. Sorry, Raisin and Debit back up already. Debit challenging and getting it away. Still at their corner though. They need to boom it out. Debit finally does that, and now Steel Army can progress forward and see if they can create a chance. Nice 50 there by Polar. Shorts is going for it. Cannot really get the final touch right there. Polar now challenges Debit. Ball loose. Raisin Boy lurking around. Gets beaten by Triple C. Red 4 now touches it down. Raisin intercepts, but doesn't really get a good touch. So the ball goes out to Shorts, who's now going to pop it up. But Debit read him like a book. Polar now needs to respond. Shorts, soft touch. Polar did not see that coming. And with Triple C demoed, they both need to go back. A lot more demos coming out from both sides right here. The Rebellion known for demoing their opponents consistently. Steel Army responding in kind right now. Let's hope it doesn't lead to sloppy Rocket League gameplay. Ooh, Shorts getting the ball over. Polar getting the shot into the middle, and it is the Rebellion who take the lead with 1 minute 31 seconds played. The ball bounces off the backboard. Free shot for the Polar. Raisin trying to get in at the last second to no avail, and the Rebellion lead 1-0. Good to see a bunch of people watching this match right here. Hopefully you're all having fun. You see Steel Army trying to go for their equalizer. Ball gets played out. Nice pass to Triple C. Triple C now trying to set up a pass off the corner. Gets taken care of though by Debit, who's back at the backboard. Bounce shot towards the middle. Red 4 with a nice save. And now Polar recycles. Cannot get enough time to dribble it up though. Debit challenges him. Triple C off towards the backboard. Short, soft touch. Triple C going for a shot. Does not get clean contact. Polar chooses to be pragmatic, and this allows Steel Army to get the ball out into the midfield, but not for long, because the Rebellion are known to come back. This time though, Steel Army with another big shot. Debit gets the equalizer. puts it up on his own. Raisin Boy says, take care of it. Devin goes up, puts it into the middle. Polar could not get a clean save right there. And now both teams are tied in this game 2. Redford gets all the time in the world to set up, fakes. Raisin Boy takes control, tries to flick over with his dominance to no avail, and Devin's hidden. The net is open. Redford tries, but he doesn't have the boost, and Polar gets the lead back with his second for the Rebellion. A little sloppy from Steel Army there. I thought Devin would have been fine, but he overcommitted. And it looks like Steel Army are kind of missing the stable presence that Bear Blitz gave them. But response, Raisin Boy gives them the X factor that they sometimes need in difficult situations. And Raisin Boy responds in kind with a 66 mile per hour, 106 kilometer per hour shot into the back of the net. 2-2 to Steel Army. And that speed reading was brought to you by Alan's BangersOnly.com radar gun. We love you, we miss you, Alan. Oh, this ball is loose and slow. Rebellion trying to kick up the pace. And this ball is pitched into the middle. Someone's got to get into the end of it. The shorts doesn't get a clean shot though off of this Fennec. Polar now needs to set up Triple C, who double backs, and now has a chance to get it off the backboard. Red 4 though tries to clear it out, and Polar gets granted his hat trick. Powerful shot into the middle. 65 miles per hour, 104 kilometers per hour off of Alan's BangersOnly.com radar gun, and the Rebellion take the lead, 3-2. Five goals into this matchup with 1 minute 40 seconds to go. Still a lot of time for Steel Army to come back, but the Rebellion are relentless with their pressure. Red 4 having to dive in, now needs to get his boost. Devin does enough to unsettle the Rebellion, who could have had their fourth, and now the ball goes to the other end. And this has been a much better response from the Rebellion. Kind of helps that Bear Blitz isn't around to unsettle them, but Steel Army are able to up the pace as well on their own. Raisin creating a chance for Devin, who misses. Red 4 cannot really get that on target, and now Polar brings it out to the other end, gets the boost seal, still has control. Even with the bump, he still controls this car. Tries to pass it out to Triple C, but Red 4 is in the way, and now the ball is loose. Devin has to act. Devin has to get to the ball. He does. Nice touch there by Shorts. Shorts, though, gets bumped for his trouble. Does he have no boost to follow this up? Polar going for a bump as well! He only doesn't get the bump, he does just enough to unsettle Steel Army. Shorts gets his fourth, or sorry, the Rebellion's fourth, his first. And the Rebellion get the 2-goal lead they were so badly looking for. 4-2 to them with 44 seconds to go. Yep, I think Steel Army have gone a bit more sloppy without Bear Blitz. They have definitely missed his presence. Now, I know they like to rotate their teams and try out different combinations, but this Rebellion side is going to be relentless. They're sticking with this trio. We don't know if they're even going to sub in Gogan at any point. Who knows? But for now, that's not going to be the case. Ooh, a big demo attempt right there, but to no avail. Now the ball's going the other way. Raisin Boy needs to do all he can to keep this out. Does just enough. Shorts. Oh my goodness, what a save. I thought that was going to be his fifth, but a huge save from Devitt. To no avail, though, because Rebellion sealed the deal. Game 2 goes to them, and this matchup is now tied 1 each. Wow, what a save that was. If you guys have gotten the chance, clip it. If not, you can rewind if you're a sub. Clip it just to make sure we got that, because that was sick. That was insane from Devitt. Gogan giving his plaudits to the Rebellion, his teammates. They absolutely did very well. Polar really stepped it up right there, taking charge a lot more once, you know, Steel Army lost Bear Blitz's presence. And it allowed the Rebellion to get more of those, you know, big passes off the backboard, more of upping the pace and not having anyone slow it down. I mean, Raisin tried. Raisin tried, but, you know, he's always the guy who's going to go and get it. He's not going to try and slow the play down as much. And it showed because they were able to create some better chances, but they just didn't have as much control to, you know, tease out the Rebellion, tempt them to get out of their positions. And the Rebellion took control because of that. Now, just as a heads up, chat, we are going to reset the lobby. The Rebellion asked for this because they've been struggling in the server. So we're going to get a server reset. And 2 of their players are going to restart as well. So it's going to be a little bit before we get going. Debit, good to finally see you in here. Give us your comment on that save, bro. That was a hype save. Which one? Dude, the one in the last 10 seconds when the Rebellion were 4-2 up. When Shorts was giving that slow high shot from the tight angle, you just suddenly came in out of nowhere. Right, chat. Both teams are now in. They're going to be joining their teams very soon. And here they come. We'll see if there are any subs made. Probably not going to expect much from the Rebellion, but Steel Army make a sub. Bear Blitz is back. They knew they missed his presence, so they brought him back. And it is Bear Blitz, Debit, and Raisin Boy in this game 3. Here we go. Match tied at 1 apiece. Who is going to take the lead here in this critical game 3? Loose ball. Rebellion take advantage. Nice 50 right there. Ball off the backboard. That spells trouble. But the Rebellion cannot take advantage of that. They get a second chance, though. Raisin Boy doing a good enough job to bump that Rebellion player out of the way. I believe that was Shorts. And now the ball goes to the other end. Rebellion having to go back because they need to get that save off of Bear Blitz's shot. Debit now keeps up the pressure. Raisin Boy has the boost to go up. Doesn't get the 50, but does just enough to keep the ball loose. Bear Blitz get the boost steal. Debit shot towards the middle. What a save, because that was a powerful shot. Shorts had to be up there, and he makes sure that this game is still 0-0. Another incredible effort right there by Steel Army. Bear Blitz going for a strong 50. Polar, though, sticking strong and seeing that off. And now the ball's in the other end. Bounce off the backboard. Near post shot. Debit at the right place to get that save. Not over yet, though. Another shot off the backboard. Open net. Off at the crossbar. The Devil came up huge for them. But Polar wasn't able to get it in time. No for too long. Because Triple C gets the 50 from the right flank, and the Rebellion take the lead. 1-0. Absolutely insane sequence, by the way. This matchup has been crazy so far. And now both sides stuck in the middle and kickoff earlier, but Debit finally gets it forward. Another save. It's more straightforward, though, courtesy of Bear Blitz's shot. Ball going to the other end. Raisin Boy, long shot. Of course, it's going to be an easy save for Shorts, sorry. Bear Blitz playing it off the backboard, gets the boost. Shorts with a nice touch, nice pass. Polar had to commit. The net is open, and Devin gets probably his easiest goal of this season so far. That was a huge win by Debit. Everyone came up for the Rebellion, and Debit gets the equalizer 1-1 with 3 minutes, 2 seconds to go. Hey, appreciate the love for me, chat. Listen, I always see it and I always appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I do it for all y'all. With that said, Goku, don't sit out. Please don't sit out. We want to see you play, bro. We want to see you play. And your team, I want to see you get in because they're struggling against the Steel Army side who just got the lead. And guess who it is? It is Bear Blitz taking advantage of the sweet pass played out by his brother, Debit. 69 miles per hour, 110 kilometers per hour. That is a nice goal right there. Again, courtesy of AlexBangersOnly.com radar gun. This is the matchup everyone has been waiting for. Absolutely, Shaybomb, this absolutely has been the matchup everyone's been looking forward to, and it has delivered so far. Lots of back and forth, a lot of good plays, a lot of good team efforts as well, both on both ends. On the attack and in the defense. A lot of good team bumps as well. I say team bumps, I meant bumps to the opposition for team plays. Now the ball goes to the other end. Polar off the flanks, cannot really get control. Triple C now has to take over. Oh, he couldn't take over though. The mistake, oh my goodness, the ball bounces out. Okay, I reacted prematurely. I thought that was going in, chat. I don't know about y'all. But that ball bounced out, and the Rebellion have to keep going because it's not over yet. Tight angle shot, and it goes in. Debit extends the lead to 2 goals. Steel Army are up 3-1. God, that was insane. What a crazy angle. I didn't even know he could get it through 2 players like that. Steel Army have taken control, but there's still a lot of time. The Rebellion are definitely getting their toughest test yet. Having been basically relegated from the Premier to the Championship, they now have to deal with a tough Steel Army side. And they are keeping up. What a shot right there. And what a pass by Triple C2. You cannot ask for a better sidewall bounce pass. And both brothers, Debit and Bear Blitz, tried their best to get that save, but to no avail. Steel Army are still up, but now it's 3-2. Steel Army, could they get another goal right here? They couldn't. Nice clearance right there, and now everyone from Steel Army needs to get back. All of the Rebellion are coming up right now. Polar, nice shot, getting it off the backboard. Ball rolls up. He passes it back to the third man. Shorts with little boost does all he could to get it forward. He needs to get that corner boost, and he does. Steel Army, they'll get the time to bring it out to the other side. And Polar plays a pass out to Shorts. Shorts beats one. Bear Blitz is out of position. Raisin Boy is back. Open net. Oh, wait a minute. How did the ball not go in? I was holding my breath for that ball to go in. Okay, now I can let it go. Shorts finally gets the equalizer. Insanely crazy sequence. That is definitely going into the clip comps and in the podcast. Shorts, though, finally gets the goal that the Rebellion were looking for. With 51 seconds to go, guys, this game is tied at 3-3 in Game 3. God, man. Blitz he's been the difference maker for the Steel Army in this game, but even he cannot do all he can to stop this Rebellion side. I wonder if they're going to stick with this trio Steel Army or if they're going to bring back Red 4 and go for the full Brothers trio. As for the Rebellion, though, they're doing just fine with the 3 that they have. Oh my goodness! What a 50! Of course it had to be Bear, as Toad says. Bear just too big, and Big Bear gets the lead for Steel Army with 23 seconds to go. Woo-wee. This has been absolutely insane. What a crazy Game 3 this has been. And I don't think the goals have dried up just yet. Nice pass out to Polar, who goes for an early shot off the midfield. Oh my goodness, off the ceiling, Shorts. Triple C with the ball. Polar could not get it towards the net. Devitt forcing himself through Raisin. And into the back of the net with 3 seconds to go. Steel Army might have won this critical game 3. Courtesy of Devitt. Sticking the dagger into the Rebellion's back. Can the Rebellion respond with a kickoff goal? No, they cannot. The clock is ticked down to 1. Steel Army win this game 3, even if the Rebellion couldn't get their 4th. It didn't really matter at the end of the day. Steel Army come out massive game 3 winners right here. Whew. Wow, so much happened in this game. This is definitely one of the games of the season, easily. God, that was insane. Just so much happening on both ends. Oh, man. Chat, listen, I legit held my breath at that one sequence where the ball was just stuck in the goal line. I legit held my breath super hard, and I didn't breathe back in any oxygen as I started to exclaim. So I'm like, kind of out of breath right now, not gonna lie. Red 4 saying a lot of points on those boards. Yeah, a lot of points, a lot of touches, especially from the Rebellion side, but Steel Army have gone very involved as well. They had 15 shots compared to 9 from the Rebellion. This is definitely their best attacking team, and I think they might want to stick with this, because you gotta fight fire with fire against this Rebellion side. As for the Rebellion, they've tried to step up, be aggressive, and commit fully, but they're getting punished by Steel Army on the break. We'll see if they stick with this or if they're going to try a more counterattacking setup. We shall see. They're still able to do it both ways. And here we go, game 4, kicking off at Utopia Coliseum. Steel Army on match point. The Rebellion, they need to win this. Of course they do, to take us to Champions Field. What will happen next? Will we go to Champions Field? You might say, because Triple C gets the lead for the Rebellion with 10 seconds played. Great outfield pass to Triple C, who was in the right place. And he gets a powerful 113 km/h, 70 mph shot, courtesy of AlensBangersOnly.com radar gun. And funnily enough, chat, it is now Steel Army's turn to overcommit. Their third came up to challenge, and they got beaten right there. Toad, I did see your message about Shorts. He absolutely has been putting in the work, but now we're seeing the rest of the Rebellion step up. But they need to step up right now, because his net has been open. Everyone committed yet again, and Blitz gets one of the easiest goals he could have had all season. Dude didn't need any boost. Dude didn't need anything fancy. All he did was let the ball roll off of his octane, and he just tapped it into the back of the net. 1-1, just like that. And I think that says it all, chat. I think the Rebellion are going to go gung-ho. They're not going to hold themselves back. They're going to attack, attack, attack. They're not going to be afraid of sitting back. They are going to go for a goal. They don't care how many goals they concede, because they believe they could score more. And we'll see if Steel Army decide to sit back. So far, they held on pretty well. Raisin Boy chasing for that despite having zero boost. Devitt recognizes that and sitting back, but he gets beaten. This ball is going into the corner, the top corner, getting the purple explosion out, courtesy of Polar, and he gets the lead for the Rebellion just like that. Both sides don't care. They don't want to hold themselves back. They both are going to go for it all. Good God. We're not going to get a chance to breathe in this game, chat. It's going to be absolutely insane. Ooh, Devitt, zero boost. Gets it through to Raisin Boy. Could not really get a clean shot through. Bear Blitz falls it up. Bear Blitz, what a save. Oh my goodness, what an assist there too by Triple C. Barely gets it out. Now the ball's at the other end. Shorts bailing out. Everyone's letting it go. Triple C finally says, who gives a shit? I'm going to go for it. Polar Triple C with full boost. Sorry, Polar Shorts with full boost. Polar now brings it out, uses all his boost. Ball in the middle. Red 4, sorry, Bear Blitz with a shot. Now needs to go back. Shorts really couldn't get a clean touch. Triple C trying to go for a cherry pick right there, but he was far behind two of the Steel Army players anyways. Nice bit of mech right here. Nice bit of mechanical skill right here by Debit. Doesn't really get a nice touch though. Ball loose. Bear Blitz has to see that off. He played it out. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Okay. All right, breathe. Bear Blitz out to Shorts. Shorts getting the shot. Debit with an insane save, but he could not get to the ball quickly enough. That ball eventually crosses the line, and now Rebellion are up 3-1 with about 3 minutes to go. Holy, I'm telling you, I might need a third lung just so I can keep some of that oxygen in, because damn, this has been insane. Shorts now clears it out. Zero boost, triple seek, stealing the boost off the corner, trying to go for a double commit. Polar needs to slow this down, make sure that he can see this off. Pitches it out perfectly towards the midfield. Shorts in position, but he plays a loose ball to Debit, who takes control. Beats one. He has to beat a second. Misses the ball though, so he's gonna go for a bump. Shorts was aware of that. Stays at the backboard, and oh no, Razor Boy gets beaten. Bear Blitz just doesn't have to boost to react. Shorts to Polar. The Rebellion take a 4-1 lead. That is how you respond from your setback in game 3. Shorts to Polar. Of course it had to be that duo. 62 miles per hour, 99 kilometers per hour on the bangersonly.com radar gun, and the Rebellion are now up 4-1 in game 4. That was close, wasn't it, Shaybon? All right, Debit bringing it out. Again, a loose touch. I thought he'd be trying to keep more control. I know Bear Blitz does a good job of keeping control when he gets his air dribble started. And if anyone plays it loose, you have to make sure you have a second following up, like the Rebellion do right here. Polar couldn't really get much out of his follow-up. Triple C sits back, waits for the chance to be created, misses. Razor Boy doesn't really do much in terms of a clean shot, but he does enough to keep this attack going. And Debit gets one back with 91 seconds to go. It is 4-2 to the Rebellion, but the goal came at a perfect time. Bear Blitz assisting his brother Debit. Of course. I mean, it was bound to happen. And here we go. 4-2 up. Still a lot of time for Steel Army to come back. This is going to be an insane game 4. These misses, though, are not going to help Steel Army. And that loose touch won't either. Ball rolling in towards the net. Nice clearance out. Bear Blitz gets demoed for his trouble. Shorts beats one. Needs to beat two more. Gets... Oh my goodness, the ball's going towards the back of the net. Polar, though, has to follow up. Off target. Fortunately for Steel Army. Nice pass right there from Triple C, but Polar just couldn't take advantage of that. Now Bear Blitz going for the dunk. No boost, no problem. But Steel Army need to go back because the Rebellion did a great job at defending that. Raisin Boy, I don't know why he's going for that with zero boost, because now no one's at the back of the net. Net is open. Shorts gets his second. And the Rebellion get their fifth with 41 seconds to go. A bit of a mishap from Raisin Boy. Couldn't get back in time. And the Rebellion are up 5-2. And chat, it might be happening. It might be happening. You see, Caesar, you said it, not me. But it might be happening. Raisin Boy, shot towards the net. Not really a clean shot. Short's able to see it off all the way. Nice defending right there. Polar booming it out into the midfield with a huge 50. Polar off the sidewall. Shorts off the sidewall as well. Shot towards the net. Nice job right there by Bear Blitz to see this off, but oh no. You don't want to do that. Ball's loose. Ball's on the ground. Ball is in the orange end. And chat, we are going to Champions Field. You know what? it's entirely fitting that we're seeing the top two face off against each other and go straight into Champions Field. Both teams have been immaculate so far, but we're starting to see some cracks form in both sides at various points. The Rebellion had it in Game 3, but they fixed it up in Game 4. And now it's Steel Army who have to fix their cracks. Who knows? Do they stick with the same trio or do they sub someone out? Because they do have a sub in line. Luis coming in at the wrong... Well, some will say at the wrong time. I'll still say at the right time. He says, OMG, seems like I've missed a banger. Bro, you absolutely have. Make sure to catch up to it afterwards. This game has had it all. It has had everything you can ask for. It has been, dare I say it, absolute cinema. But we are getting in. We are not waiting. We are going to kickstart Game 5. And this has been absolutely insane as the clock ticks down to Champions Field. Here we go. The Rebellion and Steel Army. Winner takes all. Absolute cinema. J-Bomb saying, I'm predicting some Game 5 magic from Debit. We shall see. The Rebellion are capable of some magic themselves as well. And don't dismiss Raisin Boy. He is capable of bringing the X Factor at perfect timing because he gets out a clutch save right there. And now he brings it out, gets Debit for his trouble. Bear Blitz out of position. Debit intervening at the right time to make sure that his Steel Army side can get themselves set up on the blue half. Ball going towards the backboard. Shorts clears it out. Towards the middle. Great pass by Debit. None of his teammates were there, though. Again, the ball gets loose in the midfield. Bear Blitz towards the net. Polar to the side. He can follow this up, but he gets 50 by Raisin. Stuck in the corner. No one's really going for it. And Shorts finally gets it out to Raisin Boy's shot towards the net. Triple C seeing it out. And right now it is Rebellion sitting back. You don't get to see that too often, but they've done a good job defensively, making sure to cover for each other, getting the boost, the necessary boost that is, instead of just getting the big corner boosts. And they're able to see this off. They do it yet again, though. Debit bouncing it off of the corner of that wall. Does really get the second follow-up, but still a good effort from him. And now Raisin Boy trying to see this off defensively, getting harassed by Shorts with zero boost. Polar needs to go back. Oh my goodness, the ball is loose. Raisin Boy gets back right on time. That was a slow roller, and Raisin was able to get back in time for that save. Polar, though, shot towards the net after that Debit whiff. Bear Blitz, though, able to see it off. When needs to follow this up. Bear Blitz with zero boost does. Triple C misses. Polar. Oh, no. Oh, this is going towards the back of the net. Debit at the right place at the right time to see that off, but it's not over yet. Triple C. Shot towards it. Triple C gets the lead for the Rebellion. And this winner takes all Game 5. What a pass, by the way, from Polar. If you want to play a pass, you got to bounce it off the corner like that so it comes out towards the middle. Triple C with a good shot, high up, close to the crossbar. No one from Steel Army was able to get up to that quickly enough. Not over yet, though. Falls in with the equalizer. Just like that. I know we talked about Debit Magic earlier, but it was Raisin Boy who came up huge right there with a massive 50, and he gets the assist for this equalizer for Steel Army. Not over yet, though. Still a lot more Rocket League to go. Oh my goodness, for moments of magic. And Triple C gets the lead. Fortuitously, some might say, but it is the lead nonetheless. 2-1 to the Rebellion. Chat, I'm telling y'all need to freaking clip this shit. We've had some insane freaking goals and saves. Insane moments. Just an insane match so far. Slowly going towards the back. Polar with zero boost sees it off, gets the corner boost. Triple C finally gets it out of the way. Debit keeps it going. He doesn't care about picking up boost. He can follow it up with the ball. Does enough to throw Shorts off. Bear Blitz out Gets the touch. Shorts finally clears it out to Polar. That ball's going in towards the middle. Debit gets in at the right place. He needs to follow this up. Shorts plays it to Triple C. Rolling at the bottom. Bear clears. Raisin Boy trying to go for a bump. I guess he gets it at the end of the day. And now Bear Blitz, slow dribble. Gets beaten though by Polar, who plays it to the other corner. Soft touch it towards the middle. What a pass. Shorts trying to go for the shot to no avail. Ball bounces off the backboard to Triple C, remaining pragmatic, knowing that he doesn't need to overcommit. His side have the lead. They can play it slower. They can take it easier. And speaking of slow play, great job by Raisin Boy right there. Debit trying to get a 50, but the ball's loose. Shot by Polar to Shorts. What a team play! And guess who it is? It is Polar and Shorts. Their combination works yet again, and the Rebellion lead 3-1 with 1 minute 33 seconds to go. Woo! What an insane game 5 this has been so far. Steel Army have been on the back foot for a little bit, and that has allowed the Rebellion to get a 2-goal advantage right here. But chat, there's still a lot of time to go. We are entering the final 90 seconds. The ball is loose in the middle. Oh my goodness, Raisin beats one. Shorts needs to react. He does. He gets it. Now Red 4 off the middle. Oh no, feels backflip, man. Oh, Raisin, poor guy. But he keeps his composure. He comes back. And now they all need to stay back because the Rebellion are going for the 4th. Not a clean shot right there. Not a clean pass right there by Shorts. But the time keeps ticking down. The time keeps getting wasted. Bear trying to play a pass to Debit, but it was too high up for him. And now Raisin playing it up. Debit needs to chase. He gets the demo at least. Bear off to the side. Debit right there. He's going to slow it down. He's going to go for the 50. Gets beaten by Triple C. What a big challenge right there that was from him as we enter the final 30 seconds in this game 5. It is a 2-goal lead for the Rebellion, but Steel Army can't come back. They have come back in the past, but they have to make sure they don't concede anymore. And Polar probably puts the dagger on Steel Army's back. This might be game, set, and match for the Rebellion. 4-1 up, 20 seconds to go. Honestly, with the way this kickoff has gone, I think it is all over for Steel Army. They have huffed and puffed. They have tried all they could. Gogan, you're right at the end of the day. Steel Army do lose 3-2 to the Rebellion. Rebellion had to go 5 games, and they have. And they get a huge win as they remain undefeated in SGL this season, though they do get their first 2 game losses courtesy of Steel Army. What a match. GG's to both sides. And, of course, absolute cinema. Oh, hold up. Caesar, okay, I want the Pittsburgh boys to read your last message, because chat, Caesar said, Steel Maple Leafs, let's go. Let's freaking go. You know what? No, it's not deleted. It is immortalized. I'm sorry, bro. Let the record state that you said Steel Maple Leafs. Oh man, what a freaking match. That was absolutely insane. Woo! 3-2 to the Rebellion. They keep their undefeated streak going. 3 out of 3. But they are 9 out of 11 in terms of games played. Nelly, it's highly appropriate that you say I'm all in on the Steel Maple Leafs, given that Debit has consistently labeled you guys as the Toronto Maple Leafs of the Premier. Oh, absolutely. What a series. Absolutely, Luis. Oh my God. I feel like I need to go back and get some water because, oh, my throat's already gone. And we do have a second matchup coming up very soon as well. Debit, that is insane, bro. What a freaking message. Oh my god. Yep. Chat, good news. We do have an interview coming up very shortly. We are going to be interviewing the winner of this matchup. Yes, we will be having an interview from the Rebellion. And everyone, welcome on in. Shorts of the Rebellion. Shorts, good to have you in here. How are you feeling after that absolute cinema of a match?
You got to be the most intense match that we played in the history of being in this league, and watching other matches too outside of like finals and playoffs and stuff. That has to be one of the best overall matches that most people have seen in this league. It was so back and forth and so evenly matched. It was so fun to play.
Wait, it's interesting you say that because you guys have had a lot of great matchups in the Premier as well. So what makes this different to your matchups in the Premier last season?
We did have a similar match like this to EC Defiance, where we felt like we were evenly matched with them. This one, I mean, it was so back and forth. It wasn't like one team's playing bad defense at any certain point. It was really like it was close the entire time. Even when we pulled away a couple goals at the end there, that game was not. I don't know, we won by 3 goals or anything like that. But it was not at any point more than a 2-goal difference in how the teams were playing, which just made it so intense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was probably the most entertaining match I have seen so far this season, and one of the most entertaining matches in recent seasons as well. One thing that's caught my eye right now is this guy in chat, Turndo, saying, "I know that guy, my goats." You wanna give us a word on who that guy is?
Oh yeah, shout out to Turndo, a buddy of Polar that I met through Polar, and a buddy of mine now. He Valorant player, big in the Valorant community, and we play Val with him. I think Polar's going to play Battlefield with him after this. Good friend, good supporter. Also shout out to my roommate from college, Jimmy. I think he was here to watch the match, and Polar's girlfriend was also watching. So shout out to Hales.
Oh, heck yeah. Thank you all for catching us in this stream. And I think you guys have been thoroughly entertained. That's for sure.
Big time.
So this is going to be a short, sweet interview because we got to move on to the next matchup. So, Shorts, I don't have much more I can ask you right now. But with that said, do you think you're ever going to play a match this intense against any team other than Steel Army? Or do you think Steel Army's that kind of team for you?
I think Steel Army has our number. They were the first team that we lost to coming into the league originally, and that's something that you never forget about in the Cup. So look forward to maybe facing them in the Cup coming up. We did get a draw. If we win the first game, we play them. So I'll look forward to that.
Yes, absolutely. We do have the Cup matches drawn for the Championship Cup. Feel free to check the podcast or SGL discussion, and as well as the Championship Cup thread in the Discord server. But we'll talk more about that later. Shorts, thank you for this quick interview. Any shout outs or anything else you want to say from your end? The floor is yours.
Yeah, shout out to those who came to watch us today. Shout out to my team for holding it down, never giving up. Thank you to you for solo hosting the stream tonight. Incredible work. And shout out to Steel Army. Really good play tonight. So thank you. Good luck in the next games.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. GG's. Well done, Shorts. Take care, and we'll catch you next time, bro.
GG's.
So, we do have a second match coming up. That's why we had to end this up real quick, unfortunately. We have Los Verdes versus EC Eternal following up the absolute cinema of that first matchup. Hopefully, they could deliver some entertainment as well. Los Verdes versus EC Eternal. You know what's funny? We went from the battle of the two teams at the top to now the battle of the two teams at the bottom. Interestingly. With that said, I think EC Eternal are down there out of a bit of just bad luck, I guess. because they've had a bunch of good games and a bunch of good performances. They just haven't been able to make their performances count. They had an insane matchup against Steel Army in week 1, getting a game 3 win off of them in convincing fashion. And since then, you know, they had a bye week in week 2. Then they faced Frontera Azul in game 3, and they got swept by that team. Now, Frontera Azul's a good side, but I thought EC Eternal were going to be able to match up to them. Unfortunately for them, they got swept, which is why they're still down in 6th place with just 1 point. But if there ever was an opportunity for them, to come back, it will be against this Los Verdes side. This team, you know, they've changed up radically. They have a completely new roster outside of a couple of players. You'll see what I mean when I dive into this. Trigga and Blue Sky are the only players who've continued on from Los Verdes who have appeared for the team this season. The rest, like Palace, David, and Hophead, they have moved on to La Cinco Doce in the Premier. So this is effectively a brand new team, and you're seeing it as well. Richter Wrecker, brand new. Mace, brand new. They also have a couple more players who've yet to appear, but we'll see if they can show up at some point. For now, though, it's been this 4 who've been appearing consistently. And, you know, the numbers don't really make for really good reading, in all honesty. But with that said, Trigga, you know, he's now the leader in the team, stepping up to perform a big role for this side, trying to get everyone settled in and everyone going. Mace has been the standout performer for them. I mean, this dude has been absolutely insane defensively. Just been an absolute rock at the back, coming up with some incredible highlight reel saves. And don't be surprised if he has to turn up again, because the CC Eternal side, they can be quite relentless. As you can see right here, they've been able to bring in a lot more players. We finally got to see Huskies appear last week. We got to see Bisbo appear, I think, was it last week? No, yeah, week 3. Yeah, we got to see him appear as well. So they've had pretty much every single player play for them who is in their roster. Their main trio, however, has been Philosophy Girl, Funk, and Deep Sea. Philosophy Girl has had a bunch of good highlight reel plays as well. She had an insane week 1 where she got that hat trick in game 3. Deep Sea looks like he has some potential. He's shown a bunch of good mechs, but he just hasn't had clean gameplay yet. I think when he gets to play more, he'll be way better off. Funk has been the leader of this side. Everything has revolved around him. He has been the focal point of this team. Huskies, you know, when he appears, he's going to get his goals. He is the sharpshooter. He's been the sharpshooter ever since he's been in SGL. Don't be surprised if he appears that he starts to get a bunch of goals in. The best player on paper, Bisbo, has only made 1 appearance so far. And I'm not going to lie, when Bisbo starts to get going, that's when this team is going to get absolutely scary. Bisbo was in the Premier with Eternal, and he fit in perfectly right there. Now he's in the championship. He should be one of the best players for EC Eternal in the SGL Championship Season 10 League campaign, as well as the Cup. So don't be surprised if we start to see more Bisbo right here. Yeah, Devin, he did switch to ECD. I thought you would have known. Anyways, we'll dive into the team comparisons real quick, and I'm gonna have to step. Actually, no, this is the perfect time for me to step away. I need to step away. I need to get some water. My throat's drying up. So I will be right back, chat. Just pay attention to this team comparison. I also get the predictions going, but I'll be back in like a minute or 2.
It's hard for me to tell you why.
I apologize, guys. I thought I was unmuted, so I was muted the whole time. My bad. I was speaking and yapping the whole freaking time. Damn. Thanks for the heads up, Luis. Appreciate it. Anyways, yeah. Both teams kicked off. Here we go. Philosophy Girl taking the lead. Los Verdes coming out with their strongest trio, by the way. This is the best three they could line up with. EC Eternal, well, some will say they can line up with better players, but for now, they're sticking with the Depot, Deep Sea, and Philosophy Girl. And so far, Mace has stepped up big time to take over and really will his side into this game one. Blue Sky now trying to follow it up. Hard pass off the backboard. Trigger with a messy loose touch. Mace needs to get the 50, but ball's not going into their goal. Trigger gets it out. No boost to really do much with this. Fakes the opposition. Keeps it going. Bounces off the ball. And EC Turtle somehow get away with it. Not over yet, though. Deep Sea finally gets it out. Trigger's beaten, and now the ball's going in towards the blue end. So we thought it's back into the origin. Blue Sky with the shot. Blue Sky with the equalizer from out of nowhere. Not gonna lie, I was surprised at how much time he got. Adifo looked like he wanted to get the big boost. Couldn't get any. Deep Sea rooted at the far post. And Blue Sky gets enough time to get the equalizer. 1-1. And we are all square in this game one. And this is a good performance so far for Los Verdes. Mace especially has done a whole lot, but Trigger has also been kind of okay, just really struggled, but I think as the game will go on, he'll get better. Blue Sky has been a key player for them in this matchup, though. Big clearance by Deep Sea to the other end. He's able to follow this up with zero boost. Philosophy Girl also needs to go back. Adipo trying to follow it up. Doesn't really get a touch right there. Off the backboard. Los Verdes can get the lead right here. But a big save by Philosophy Girl off of that challenge. And now the ball is going into the blue end. We'll see if EC Eternal can get a shot on net. They can't. Trigger gets it off the sidewall. Mace towards Trigger, who kind of hesitates. Should get towards the ball, but doesn't. Deepsy does just enough to get it out of the way. And now EC Eternal can breathe a sigh of relief. It's been a very even game one so far, chat. Both sides have been punching and counter-punching and been trying their best to create an opportunity. But both sides have also done fairly well defensively. And now it's EC Eternal's turn to get a shot on net. But the demo was big. Mace has the boost. He has the control. Doesn't really do much more there. Philosophy Girl trying to go for a solo effort. Cannot really get to the ball at the end. Now the ball gets off the backboard. Adifo with a shot. Good challenge right there. Both Mace and Sky getting the save off of that effort. Blue Sky plays it out to Deepsy, who goes up the ceiling. Trying to get a challenge right there. Cannot really get the dunk. And now the ball's going into the unread. With what little boost Blue Sky had, he tried to get a shot. Was a weak effort though. Trigger to Mace. All open though at the back. Shot towards the net. Philosophy Girl with her second. And Eternal take the lead with 93 seconds to go. 2-1. This has been a big game for EC Eternal. They've kind of struggled against this Los Verdes side, who probably had their best performance this season. But now it is EC Eternal getting into the groove at the perfect time in this game one. Can they see off this Los Verdes side? Or can Los Verdes finally get their first point in SGL this season? Yes, they only have 0 points. Unfortunately for them, 0 wins, 0 games won, which means 0 points. They're still looking for their first point. Meanwhile, Eternal looking for their first win this season. And as a brand new team, that would be a good achievement for them as well. Ball a little bit loose right there. A team bump, that's not good for Los Verdes. Mace does enough to get it out of the way. We enter the final minute. 2-1 to Eternal. Los Verdes have done all they can to get the lead in this and potentially their first point. But now they need to sit back. Now they need to defend. Philosophy Girl off the corner. Adifo hangs in the middle. Doesn't really challenge this quickly enough. Deepsy, open net. But the shot is off target and Trigger nonetheless makes it back just in time. EC Eternal though, keep the pressure up. Blue Sky getting up just to get any little bit of the car on the ball. And he can't. Mace can't either. Philosophy Girl gets her hat trick. And EC Eternal possibly get the win in this game one. Couple of things in the chat. Skyline, good evening to you as well, good sir. Thank you for the 3 bits, by the way. Appreciate your little donation right there. And Devin asking, is that the North Korea flag? Yes, Philosophy Girl does have a North Korea flag. Why? Ask her. I don't know. With that said, Mace coming back with a goal straight off a kickoff. If there's a way you need to respond from a 2-goal deficit, that is the way. 3-2 to Eternal with 17 seconds to go. Los Verdes can still come back and take us to overtime potentially. And they might, you know, but the shot was off target. Mace follows it up. He had 0 boost. He plays it off the backboard again. Sky and Trigger both going for it. Sky gets there first. And now the clock is down to the final second. Trigger, for some reason, lets it go. And Eternal sealed the deal. Game 1 winner. And that's the perfect way to start off against this, you know, honestly, very good Los Verdes side. Debit, I know you said that flag appeared 2 separate times last week, but Philosophy Girl has had it since the start of the season. She's just kept it up the whole time, so maybe we can ask her what's going on there. But there you go. Huge win for EC Eternal. Los Verdes were so close. They huffed and puffed. They tried their best, but at the end of the day, they lost out on this game 1. And now EC Eternal can potentially take control right here. Because you know when they start to sub players in, they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. Both teams are going in. Forbidden Tempo is going to be the setting for our game 2. As the clock ticks down to 1, here we go. EC Eternal Los Verdes kicking off with a stalemate in the midfield. Mace, though, with a nice shot towards the net. Huskies getting the save and the shot, and almost the goal. And yes, that is right. Huskies is in for Deep Sea, and Funk in for a Depot. And I told you guys, when they start making subs, they're only going to get better. And this is a much better trio, possibly their strongest trio, arguably speaking, until Bisbo gets settled into the game. But yeah, possibly the strongest trio. Meanwhile, Los Verdes stick with the same tree that has done so well in game 1. Mace, Trigger, now with a shot towards the far post. Good save by Funk. Mace follows up yet again. We'll see if Blue Sky gets involved. He's stuck back as the third, and now he starts springing forward to the corner. Is he gonna play it off to the back? No, he doesn't. Mace though follows it up, keeps it going. Decent rotation so far from Los Verdes to keep up the pressure, but they need to create a good chance right here. Trigger beating Funk and Philosophy Girl, both of whom go back. Funk with a challenge. Blue Sky to Trigger off the backboard. Mace gets the lead for Los Verdes. And if you're Los Verdes, the boys in green, you couldn't have asked for a better start. What a team play right there. Trigger getting it off the backboard. Mace following it up with a powerful shot. 1-0 to Los Verdes. We'll see how EC Eternal respond. Funk, though, going with a quick, powerful shot. He gets the equalizer just like that. No resistance at all. Mace getting beaten. Blue Sky not really challenging. Trigger sitting back, but at the wrong spot, leaving the net all open. And Funk puts in a powerful shot to get the equalizer. 1-1. Nearosat, good to see you in chat. He asks, did Los Verdes make any subs? No, they did not. They're sticking with the same trio. Good to see a bunch of people in chat. Deep Sea coming back in after playing game 1. Rydog stepping in as well. Eventually, Richter as well coming in and chatting as well. We'll see if he gets to play today. But for now, EC Eternal are looking pretty good so far. Funk moving it up towards Philosophy Girl, who backflips. Still has boost to recover, though. Mace moves it to the other end. This should allow Los Verdes to push up. Mace misses the contact off the corner. Cannot get a pass out now. Oh, and Huskies challenges Trigger, who gets beaten. Nice save there by Blue Skies. Sky now needs to get back. Trigger gets it out to the flanks. Trigger towards the middle to Mace. Mace couldn't get a clean shot on target. Huskies now brings it forward towards the net. Sky could not get his save, and Huskies takes the lead. Of course Husky was going to get his goal. Whenever he gets a shot on target, he tends to score. Husky with the lead for EC Eternal, 2-1. Ball plays out to the flank. Funk gets up. Blue Sky bailing out. Now Mace coming up. Can he get a final touch right there? He doesn't, but he does enough to throw EC Eternal off for a little bit. Sky with zero boost, just throwing his Octane towards the ball to no avail. And now they're all at the other end. Ball gets cleared out. This is the chance for Los Verdes to get the equalizer. All they need is a good pass, but that was way too close to the net. Huskies was right there to see it off, and now Philosophy Girl to the other end. Pass out to Maze, who gets a shot, but it's off target. Maze falls it up into the middle. What a setup for Trigger. It's off target yet again. If there ever was a chance for them to get the equalizer, that was it. But Los Verdes get 2 big shots off target. And I don't know if they'll get as good a look in for the rest of this match. Who knows? We shall see. Mace coming back for it. Tries to get a tight angle shot off the backboard. Blue Sky following it up off the corner. Trigger gets beaten. And now Huskies playing it off the backboard. Philosophy Girl with not much boost. Backflips to keep control. Huskies follows up with a weak shot attempt. Oh my goodness, the net is open. But Philosophy Girl doesn't have the boost nor the momentum to get a powerful hit. Ball towards the net. Trigger gets the save with 1 minute remaining. It is all hands on deck for Los Verdes. They gotta hold on because Husky is turning in yet again. He gets the third for EC Eternal and opens up the gap to 2 goals with 54 seconds to go. EC Eternal are up 3-1. You gotta feel for Los Verdes. You absolutely have to feel for Los Verdes. You know, they've tried their best. They've played their best SGL game so far this season. And it looks like they're gonna be 0 for 2 so far, unless they get a goal back right here real quick. Ball off of the corner, to no avail. And now they need to get back. They need to save this, but oh no. We have Feels backflip, man. But Trigger just pulled out a Feels side flip, man. It is only pain for the boys in green, and I'm not talking about the Seattle boys and girls. I'm talking about Los Verdes right here. They're now down 4-1, and surely that is game 2 in EC Eternal's favor. Could be 5 as well, but the ball goes off the crossbar. Oh man, that is a real... Oh, that sucks for Los Verdes. That's going to be a real killer for them. I don't know if they'll be able to step up in Game 3 to finally get their first point, but EC Eternal are looking very good right here. They're in course to get their first win this season. A huge Game 2 win after the setback early on with Los Verdes taking the lead. EC Eternal take Game 2 4-1. And chat, I got a surprise for y'all. I got a big not a big surprise, but it is a surprise for y'all. Hey, I'm not alone in the commentary booth anymore. Come on in, co-commentator.
Let's go. Yes, I'm hopping in. It's Rydog. How we doing, Maz? Talk to me through, I saw the end of that game too, but talk to me through the rest of the series.
Well,
Just
game
quick
1 was
recap.
all EC Eternal. Actually, no, I'm lying. It was not all EC Eternal. It was an even affair. It was going back and forth. Both sides were in on it. And, you know, it looked like Los Verdes could have gotten the win, but EC Eternal held strong and they were able to win it. And this was kind of similar, except EC Eternal started just to get more goals in. And, of course, you saw it right here. They came out comfortable 4-1 winners.
Very nice, very nice. Yes, chat is very lively today. When I clicked on the stream, there were 24 viewers, which is absolute cinema. Super excited. I'm booting up Rocket League because I booted it up and then it broke. So we're going to try and get back into this, hopefully before Game 3 starts. I have the creds. Thank you, Maz. And hopefully this works this time. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Sweet. So we are now ready to go. And oh my goodness, I did need someone to help me out because my throat's going. I didn't think.
Yes, but it's all okay because knock on wood, the Blue Jays are winning. So that's very, very good. As we get into Game 3, LV, ECE, and as long as the Blue Jays win, you know, that's all that matters. They kind of choked yesterday, playing a whole extra game of baseball. But we're so back. But right now we're starting with LV on offense. We're still gonna need a reverse sweep in this game or in this series to get back in, and that's a great start for them. 19 seconds in, Trigger on the board. for the LV boys.
Oh, that is unfortunate to see. Huskies just try to play it out instead of leaving the ball loose in the corner. And he sets up Trigger perfectly, who steps up and gets the first goal for Los Verdes. They did that exactly in game 2. Can they hold on and get the win? Before we continue on with this matchup, Ryan, I just gotta say one quick thing. Thank you very much for the Prime sub yet again. Philosophy Girl, Andrea Britton, thank you so much. And guess what? We not only have a treasure train going on in this Twitch chat, we also have a second goal. Blue Sky taking the lead for taking the second goal for Los Verdes. Los Verdes extended the lead 2-0.
Yeah, the offense wasn't clicking in the first 2 games. It sure is clicking now as Huskies looks to respond for ECE, and he does. So the quick 2 goals for LV just going to be kind of quickly halved, if you will. Trigger not the touch that he wanted. Huskies popped it right over him and gets ECE on the board.
And that is Huskies in a nutshell. You give him the time to get a shot in, he is going to get his goal. Once again, Huskies gets his goal. And he keeps it up like he's been an efficient goal scorer in SGL this season. You know what? Why not 2? Because Huskies comes back into this ride-on, and he keeps his prolific goal scoring on, and he gets the second, not just for himself, but EC Turtle. From 2-0 down, EC Turtle are back 2-2.
What a game. I'm glad I popped into this game 3. Exciting first minute. I'm sorry I wasn't here at the beginning for the rest of the... I could have turned the rest of the series into a cinema, but I'm here in this game 3. Yeah, all even. The quick 2 goals are completely shut out by Huskies himself. He's got a hat trick in 58 seconds. Blue Sky went to clear this, but it goes right to Huskies, and he puts it top shelf.
God, what a placement that was, too. If you ever want to get a shot off against a team with a keeper or 2 at the back, you got to place it high and quick into the corner, the top corner preferably. Huskies did just that, and he gets his hat trick with only about a minute played. What an insane start this has been for Huskies so far in this game 3. As for Los Verdes right on, they started off perfectly with a 2-goal lead, and that lead is already gone. And now they're down 3-2. What can they do to even get a point? Because as much as they have tried, they keep getting the setback.
Double committing like that. Trigger might have some internet problems, though I have the internet problems. And I'm disconnected, so I don't even know if you can hear me right now.
I can.
But I've got guys on the ceiling.
Right, but the game is still going
around.
It's just on your end, right, dog. So
I don't even know what's happening right now. I'm disconnected. I'm out of here.
Right. So
am I here?
Just watch my stream on Discord. That is a live stream view. Just follow along with that. And yeah, we'll keep this going. Ball's loose into the middle. Adipo, great pass. Steepsy, what a goal. Great team play right there by EC Turtle. Huskies pops it up. Adipo to the far post. Steepsy throws his Octane in. And EC Turtle, who were 2 goals down, are now up 4-2.
Well, let's get Rydog back in the lobby. He's back. And yeah, I don't know what happened to my internet or LV in this series. Just gone in an instant. But nonetheless, it's credit to ECE for bouncing back, going down early and not giving up. As we see Deepsy on the back line looking for bunks, making things awkward. Yeah, I'm trying to think what went well for the LV boys early in this game to get those 2 goals. It might have been just the kickoff strategies were there. They always seem to not have boosters. We see Trigger getting a shot, but Deepsy's there to clear it away from ECE. Mace, third man coming in. Can he slot it? He can. So they took a break for about a minute, LV, but they are back on the goal scoring train. It's Mace. What a snipe this is.
Holy, what a finish. That is probably the best finish I've seen from anyone in a while. Perfectly placed. Huskies was there as well, but he couldn't cover the back corner. And you know what? That's not an easy assignment. So great job by Mace to get the 3rd goal for Los Verdes. They could be getting their 4th. Equalizer! They were down by 2. And now they're back from 4-2 down. It's 4-4.
Yeah, what a pass from Blue Skies. Guys, I am so sorry that I was not here for games 1 and 2 because we have an absolute cinema game 3 coming at you as Deep Sea gets one up to kickoff. So all that hard work that LV does, it is completely gone. Deep Sea off the kickoff. That one's gotta hurt if you're an LV fan.
No idea what's going on. Like, this has been absolute chaos.
Yeah, this is absolute chaos, and really it's been the kind of the quick kickoff offense for LV that's really kept them in this series. It's when these like open play things just kind of slow down on offense. And once again, I am disconnected, so I'm gonna go back to Maz's stream.
As we keep
I'm
going
gonna
with the action
go
right
back
here,
to
Mace follows it up.
something. It might be using too much bandwidth. No, it shouldn't be.
Ball is loose though, and Blue Sky finally gets it out. But oh, Deep Sea is up. That's gonna roll down in front of the net, and everyone came up for easy throw. The net is open. Deep Sea though gets back in time, but the setup is there. Deep Sea with a clutch second touch. He is back. Oh my goodness, what a huge moment that was for Deep Sea. He missed the touch that allowed Mace to get the third goal for Los Verdes, but he gets it right there to prevent Blue Skies from getting the follow-up. And now EC Eternal, they need to hold on as we enter the final minute. Rydog, I don't know if you're able to keep up with the action right now, but this
I'm
has
back.
been absolutely
Yes,
close.
I am. I am here. I'm just not going to join the game because for some reason it doesn't like me. But yeah, LV need a goal ASAP, and they don't have a kickoff to do it. We see all three players just kind of waiting for something to happen. ECE playing very defensive as that one goes off the crossbar. What a save. Almost disaster for LV. That one's going to be floating towards the net. Blue Skies and Trigger both go. It's not what you want with 30 seconds left.
Oh, but that's what you want. Trigger getting it out. Husky's doing just enough to slow it down and bring his teammates back. Deep Sea with a nice save right there. Not that, though. You don't want to see a double commit. What a shot and what a save by Huskies, who was at the right place at the right time. Los Verdes are trying all they can to get the equalizer in the final 10 seconds. A big boom, but that's only going to help Los Verdes because that's only going to help Eternal. They need to make this count. They can't. Rydog, EC Eternal get their first win in SGL this season.
Unbelievable game 3. I mean, if we kept going, if we kept going to 7 or anything like that, if we started the series like that, I mean, this is going 5. Potentially. I mean, what an insane game 3. Huskies with a first minute hat trick. LV claw back just for Deep Sea to take it on a kickoff. 9 goals between the teams. Unbelievable. And yes, EC Eternal get their first win in SGL. Unfortunately for LV, they're still waiting for theirs. But if this game 3 was any indication of how the rest of their season could go, it's looking in the positive direction. I mean, if they can play like that, starting from game 1 over the course of the season, they could win a few games and they could maybe take some series. But for now, it's going to be EC Eternal taking the sweep.
You know what? This was Los Verdes' best shot. They were phenomenal. I mean, this is the best they've looked all season, and yet they don't even get a single point right on. I don't know what it'll take for them. I mean, I guess they just need to get better individually, because I'm gonna be blunt. You know, at least EC Eternal can do the work up in the air, you know, with their aerials. Los Verdes don't have much on the aerial side of things compared to EC Eternal. I think that might have been the difference at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. I think at least just from my experience with this game 3 was just there were a few times when I noticed that all 3 LV members were kind of sitting in net, kind of waiting for something to happen. Can the comms kind of increase a little bit, and you know, trust yourself. If you've got full boost, man, take control. If you notice your teammate in front of you doesn't have boost, call him off. Get in there, make something happen. You know, there's just a few times where that ball was just hanging out in the midfield and allowed EC Eternal to either scramble back for boost or even challenge on a ball that theoretically should have been 100% LVs. So just a few little things for them, and maybe this game tilts the other way. But like I said, take nothing away from EC Eternal. They do have that aerial threat, like you mentioned. and they definitely show it over the course of the series, and of course in this game 3, once again highlighted by Huskies. 3 goals. I mean, I don't sound surprised because I'm not surprised, because I know how good of a player Huskies is, especially when he has good internet. So when Huskies has good internet, he's a fantastic player, and we saw that a number of seasons ago. I can't remember. Was he on? He was on the old Defiance roster, I think, in season 7, potentially season 8. And so he's a good player. He just had some bad internet, and so he's got that fixed now, and now we're seeing his full capabilities.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And don't be surprised if Husky starts to step up and become one of the bigger players in SGL this season. I'm also looking forward to Deep Sea because this dude has potential. And speaking of Deep Sea, Rydog, we do have an interview lined up with Deep Sea, who is going to be joining us very, very soon. And here he is, Deep Sea. Welcome on into the booth. An incredible sweep against what was probably the best Los Verdes team that has played this season. How are you guys feeling getting your first win in SGL this season?
It's an incredible feeling. It's great to be with you guys. Thanks for having me on. I really can't sing the praises enough of like a Huskies with a good internet, like you said. Andrea, the philosophy girl, both coming up huge with hat tricks tonight. We could not be more proud of our performance, and especially after the slide that we've been on. Man, what a great way to turn it around and come back with a sweep tonight. We feel amazing. We feel amazing. It's an amazing feeling, guys.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Talk me through. I know I joined a little bit late, but talk me through that game 3 a little bit, because obviously you, up to that point, I kind of noticed you were, at least score-wise, maybe on the edge of dominating, a team like that. And then you give up 2 quick goals right to start game 3. Kind of talk to me about the mental of the team at that point. Were you guys ever, worried, or were you guys ever down at any point? Because obviously you guys came back and, Huskies just took over in that end of the first minute there of the game. But talk to me about the mental side of things.
Didn't he ever? Yeah, as you know, it's so easy to get down on yourself when you let in an easy goal, and then that second one happens, and we do have to have that gut check moment, right? We look at each other and we say, next point. We just shake it off. We got to have a short memory, and we obviously gave up those goals so quickly. We gave ourselves a lot of time to get back in the game, and that's exactly what we took advantage of. If we had given up 2 goals in a row and it took a minute or 2, that would have been much more problematic. But because it happened in such a flash, we were like, let's score right back, and that's exactly what we did. Huskies standing on his head today, got us one right back, and we were emotionally able to shed that feeling so quickly that we were right back in the game.
So, Deep Sea, I want to ask you about your performances. You seem to show a lot of good mechs and, a lot of smooth movement with your car and all. Is this a case of you just trying to get back into the game and get more reps in to get yourself back at your peak? Or is this something that's recently come into your gameplay?
Oh, that's a really great question. I'm always trying to improve my game and my mechs, but I also recognize like there are certain things that I can't do. And so what I'm trying to do this season is focus on the things that I know that I'm good at. And that's being a lot more of a passive player sometimes, being that third man who just is rotating back post, let my teammates go after and be aggressive, and be there to clean up in case of misses, because that's going to happen. There's nerves for everybody, myself especially. We'll make mistakes here and there, and one of the things I'm trying to do is be like a really good cleanup guy and reliable on the back post. So that's sort of what I'm focusing on when it comes to my mechanics. I try and do the things that I'm good at, and try to avoid the things that I'm not.
There you go.
He's the Rydog of EC Eternal. I love it. Just passive player. He's the glue. He doesn't try and do the crazy stuff. He's just the glue. He fills in where needed, and I love that. I can resonate with that. Talk to me. I'm sure you've talked about it in prior weeks, but talk to me about new team, right? New team vibes. Obviously, you guys are coming together in the off season. You guys playing a lot, kind of during the week, or at least trying to. Talk to me about like the kind of the chemistry side of things, because obviously we know with SGL, as someone who's been here now for 3 complete seasons, like. It takes a little bit of time to get the chemistry flowing and stuff, but how do you guys feel you've progressed so far this season, and how far do you think you can go?
Wow, that's another great question. I would say the chemistry is probably one of the main secret components that makes us so strong. I know we are constantly chatting. We do get together and practice in the midweek. We're hoping to add even more time together in the film room. But the chemistry has really come together fantastic. Even though we have added Huskies to the camp a little bit later, the glue that has kept everyone going has been folks like a Defo, who are just always eager to get some training in, and so we'll sneak some games here and there throughout the week. It's really fantastic that everybody is Seattle based for the most part, and so we're talking about the Mariners, we're chatting about all sorts of other things in the Discord together. So that chemistry has come about really naturally. Everyone is super nice, and that has helped quite a lot too. So having really friendly folks in the team to start with is just a blessing. But then when you throw in the community that is created around Sounders soccer games going on during the week, and then other Seattle sports as well to chat about, we have meshed really well and really quickly. So it's been amazing to see what we've achieved just in the first 3 match weeks that we've been a part of. And yeah, I see us going really far. I see some of the other competition, and I feel like we could match up well against quite a lot of them. Some of the strongest contenders we've faced so far look like some of the strongest ones in the league. So I feel like we may be outsiders in terms of just our presence in the league, but we really are here to make a splash, and I fully believe we got to have that confidence to go the distance, right?
Oh, 100%. Slow start to the season. You just got to peak at the right time, right? It's just like real life sports, right? It's like Rocket League. Like, you just got to peak at the right time, right? Because you still, obviously, if you guys run the table, you have a huge shot of potentially winning the league, right? Posing some upsets, right? You've got the Cup tournament too, which we had the draw yesterday on the podcast. You guys play Axon Rose.
That's
maybe.
right. Our big rivals.
That's right. Little Portland Seattle action. So I mean, obviously, you guys can go deep in that too. So, yeah, I'm liking where your head's at and where the team's head's at. It's good.
Yeah, really looking forward to that game against our rivals in Cascadia here. Don't want to give them too much whiteboard material, but we know that we have that one circled on the calendar for a long time, and we're really looking forward to it.
So one thing I wanted to ask about was the team rotations. Obviously, that's a huge element to why you guys are able to develop your bonds and just settle in more quickly. Are you guys going to keep those rotations going throughout the rest of the season? Or are you guys going to stick with a stronger lineup, especially when you need to get those wins in?
Yeah, well, in this game, we really trusted our captain to make the calls with the lineup today, and it was actually a little bit experimental. We went with the hot hand was our technique tonight. I can't guarantee that that's what we're going to continue to do, but we kept our best performers on the field and kept giving them an opportunity to shine, and that seemed to be rewarded in the performances that we got out of everybody. So we may continue to do that. We may try and do something else to maybe unsteady our opponents who are going to try and guess and see what we come up with next. So I don't want to say that that's a guarantee that that's what we'll continue to do, but the rotation today was based on, hey, who's playing really well, who's feeling it, who's in their bag, and that's what worked out really well for us.
Heck yeah, I love it. Well, appreciate the insights. Maz, if you have no other questions, we can give this man the floor.
Oh yeah, go for it. Deep Sea, the floor is yours. Say whatever you want to say.
Oh, I just want to shout out the team. It's a team sport, so this is really not about me. I know that I played a supporting role today and was happy to get a couple goals for myself. But what it's really about is how we did and how we overcame the first couple match days of struggling. So shout out to everybody, Andrea, Adefo, Huskies, Funksider. We all crushed it tonight, and thanks for the Emerald City organization for backing us up. We see you guys in the chat. You guys are amazing. We feel so much love and support that it keeps us going. So we're winning these ones for you. We're going to keep winning, and thank you guys for having me on. It's great to be with you. Appreciate the streams, y'all.
Appreciate you having here, Deep Sea. Thank you for giving us all the time in this interview. GG's, and we'll catch you next time, bro. Take care.
Take care, y'all.
That's gonna be a fun team to watch, moving forward.
Oh, absolutely! I cannot wait.
I know they've got some a few SGL vets, but some new guys coming in. That's gonna be a fun team to watch. So they might have just got their first win tonight, but they'll be back in the win column. Well, hopefully not against Axe and Rose personally, bias, but they will have plenty of other wins in SGL this season.
Oh yeah, and I think what really helps them is those vets being around. You know, Funk and Huskies have been in the SGL for a while. They're gonna help the new players settle in relatively quickly, and I look forward to seeing how far they'll go. I think they might be a sneaky good side if they get to, you know, really clean up their game some more.
Absolutely.
All right, so we do have a second interview coming up. Let's bring in Los Verdes' Mace. Mace, the man of Los Verdes. You know, I'd like to hear your thoughts because you've come up big so many times for this team, but this time around, the whole Los Verdes team stepped up. How did you guys prepare for this matchup?
Oh, thanks, man, for bringing me on. Honestly, we've been taking this pretty relaxed this season, and this was probably the first week we popped on and played a few games beforehand. We got a little warm, we warmed up a bit, and yeah, I think we were just a little bit more prepared.
I mean, I know I missed the first 2 games, and I popped in during that game 3, and it sounds like, and it looks like, that is the best y'all have played this season. I mean, how do you take kind of those things that you did so well in that game 3 and kind of take those and try and do them in future series?
Well, I think we saw in game 3 that when we play a little bit more on the front foot, that we can score a little bit more. When we play a little bit more aggressive and try to make plays, that we can find the net. I think I overheard you before hopping on here, Rydog, saying that you caught us in the net a lot, and I think just more communication, keeping that communication moving forward, and that aggression. I think we can keep scoring.
So, Mace, it's good that you guys recognize that, but you know, part of that also involves you guys getting better individually with your overall mechanics and skills. So, does that mean you guys are going to spend more time just playing the game to improve your own gameplay?
Oh, definitely. I think a few of us have are rookies. Joined SGL pretty recently, and a few of us are just getting back into Rocket League. I know that I'm speaking for myself as well as Sky. He's mentioned it a few times that like he's feeling motivated by SGL. It's just getting him more excited to get back into Rocket League. So I think the guys and I are probably going to just be spending more time playing.
Well, I like to hear. So
That's good. Go ahead, Maz. I'm gonna look something up before my next question.
yeah, no problem. Because I have a follow-up question to this. Then, in matches where you guys are going to get outmatched individually, how are you guys considering trying to make up for it? Like, have you guys thought about that yet, or are you guys just going to figure it out on the fly?
How do you mean? Like I don't.
If you get outmatched, like if you're facing, say, Steel Army, and they're way better than you, individually and mechanically, how are you guys going to deal with that challenge as a team?
Oh, just taking it one goal at a time. You gotta. I don't think we should, cower or do anything like that when it comes to, a team that might be, considered better. I think all we can do is, continue to, like I said, just keep pushing and just keep trying to score. I think the chemistry will come, as we just spend more time playing with each other. I mean, I've played maybe 15, 20 games with Trig, even less with Sky. So I think it's just a matter of time before we start to settle in and understand how each other play.
Yeah, and SGL especially, like in Rocket League in general, but just especially in SGL, like the chemistry is like almost more important than like the mechanical side of things. Just you take a look at like an ECRC, right? Like you plug Smashly back into a lineup and they all know how to play with him, right? And so it's just because that's over the course of time they've just learned how to play with it. I'll even toot my own horn and say me and Nelly have been playing Rocket League for like 6 years together, and so we know what each other are going to do, and so it's just that chemistry just has to develop, and of course that the only downside of that is time, right? It's going to take time, and so over the course of the season I know you guys are going to get there, because I want to point out something that Sky said in chat. We've gotten more reps in and we're shaking a lot of rust off. We're hungry to get our first point in series. And that just, I put it in chat too underneath it. It just gives me Axe and Rose vibes from last year. Like obviously I have a little bit more information helping Greg out, a goddamn delight on that team. And man, after every game, every series, he was messaging me, man, what we can do better? What can we do better? We're playing a lot. What's happening? Just give him small pointers and stuff. But I just felt that from Sky in that message of like, you guys want it and it's coming. And so I guess that was more of a comment, but the question is, and it's kind of similar to Maz's, is like, how do you keep the positive energy flowing in that self-belief of like, we can do this? Because given that game 3 is the only one I watched so far, like, I believe you guys can compete. So how do you keep that positive mentality throughout the team over the course of the season?
Well, I think it's just kind of a matter of like, it's only up from here, and that's the perspective, is that we can only get better, we can only improve. And so there's not much we have to do in terms of like keeping a positive energy. I think it's just a matter of like, just continuing to try. I mean, I think teams are going to continue to underestimate us, and we're gonna pull a fast one. It's just, I feel like it's a matter of time.
So one last question from my end. You've already given a couple of different guys some minutes. However, you still have a couple of players who've yet to make their debut. One, for example, Nadia. Are you gonna make a bigger push for them to get involved, or are you guys just gonna stick with the 4 that you have right now?
There's been a lot of conversation back and forth in the LV chat. It really lately it's just kind of been a matter of just getting people together. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of rookies in LV, and so it's just getting into the swing of SGL, and the pace and rhythm of SGL has been quick for some and a little bit slower for others. We're trying to get everyone involved, get everyone playing. We're trying to get scrims going a few times a week. It's just been a scheduling thing.
I get it.
Yeah, fair. I mean, yeah, scheduling. I mean, we're adults, right, or kids, or we got lives, right? Like, that's easily the toughest part of SGL as I move up in my personal career, along with dealing with obviously my teammates too, having completely different. Like, I know Nelly has a completely different schedule than I do, right? And so it's like balancing that. So that's definitely tough. But I didn't have anything else from my end, but we did want to give you the floor, Mace. So yeah, get to it.
Yeah, I just want to say that the projection of LV this season, I think, is a whole lot like the projection of Austin FC. New team, new coach. We're all just trying to gel, and so we were kind of expecting a bumpy road to start. But I think like Austin FC, I think as this team starts to play together and gel, I think we can make a good push for it, a commendable push, and I'm excited for the rest of the season. And I appreciate you guys, putting this together, taking time out to stream and everything. It's been a great community to be a part of. So thank you.
Appreciate the kind words, Mace. Thank you very much, and I hope you're having a good time in SGL. Can't wait to see you guys appear next week in the Cup. Good luck, GG's, and we'll catch you next time.
Appreciate it. Thanks, y'all.
So there you go, Rydog. That caps out our stream for tonight. Los Verdes versus EC Turtle, ending it off. Not necessarily as good as the Rebellion versus Steel Army, as you can see right here, but Los Verdes versus EC Turtle had their good moments as well. Once again, though,
Yeah.
It's just so unfortunate that LV can only come out with 0 points. I felt like they deserved 1 point at the very least.
I think it's like I said, it's given Axe and Rose season 9 vibes. Like, it's given, like, I know they did end up getting some points towards the end of the season, but I mean, if it might be the exact same thing. I mean, they are going to continue to improve over the course of the season, and as we saw in in Axe and Rose's case last year, they went to 5, I think 2 or 3 times against teams, and so it'll come. It just has to come with time, like I said. And so unfortunately you're not going to maybe see immediate results and immediate change, but over the course of the season you'll see that. And of course, if they stick together for, I know we just started season 10, but even next season too, like if they stick together, I mean, they're going to be in good shape. Another example is EC Defiance, right? They've stuck together for so long, and now they're we're calling them a top 3 team in the championship. So it just takes time, and so they'll get there. They just have to be patient.
Absolutely, and I think they are being patient. They're happy to take it one step at a time, and nothing's really bringing them down, which is good to hear. Because teams in similar positions have been brought down in the past, but these guys are looking forward to the challenge, and I hope they can step up. If they can ride this wave, if they could, sorry, not ride it, but like beat these waves that are going against them, I think they'll come out much better, just as every other team in the past like them. With that, speaking about it, I mean, EC Defiance versus Zax and Rose. Just as a heads up, it currently shows as being scheduled for tomorrow, but that time might change. It might
change.
It might be changed to 1 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, well, I'm in their Discord. They've just some crazy work schedules, just kind of just cementing the fact that we are people too, and scheduling is just super complicated sometimes. So yeah, that one might get moved to, I guess it's Wednesday night Pacific time, obviously Thursday morning Eastern time. So yes, to be determined at the moment.
Yeah. But you know what? We'll see what happens tomorrow, though. We will definitely have a matchup for you on the stream. Sounders RC versus Frontera Chrome. That is going to be fun. Can't wait to see you guys for that. And just before we end the stream right off, we're going to go into the league standings. I feel like we could talk about Rebellion versus Steel Army for a long while, so I'll probably save that for the podcast next week. I think that'll be fun. But the standings, as you can see for now, with that, Steel Army are still up, but only by two points. Meanwhile, the Rebellion lose out on their 100% winning record in terms of their game percentage, but they're still undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to go back and watch that VOD, Steel Army Rebellion, because I'm sure it was an absolute banger. So obviously Game 5, it has to be. So I'll definitely go back and watch that. But yeah, Rebellion only in second because Steel Army had that game in hand. So, or I guess Rebellion had the game in hand. So temporarily, you know, in second, but obviously could flip very easily when Steel Army have that bye whenever that comes along later in the season. And of course, congrats to EC Eternal. They jump up to 5 points, passing EC Defiance for now. Obviously, they have a game later this week. But yeah, it's we're starting to filter out. I know we talked about it on the podcast a little bit yesterday, but things are starting to filter out a little bit to where they could be for the rest of the season. So we'll just keep rolling along.
Yep, absolutely. And one very last thing, we did do the draw for the Champ Cup. Next week will be the start of both the Premier and Championship Cups. Here is the bracket for the Champ Cup. Just as a quick reminder, as you can see right here, Los Verdes versus the Rebellion, EC Eternal versus Axe and Rose, EC Defiance versus Frontera Azul in the first round, the upper quarterfinal. Meanwhile, in the upper semifinal, yes, Steel Army getting the lucky draw. They are getting the bye. You know, they got away with it, I guess, but they may have to face the Rebellion again, and that is going to be one to look forward to.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, all signs point to the Rebellion right now with that upper semifinal rematch, but who knows? LV looked very good in that game 3. Could they maybe steal a game and put some doubt into Rebellion? Maybe, right? I think, but to be fair, Maz, I think the highlights, and I know we talked about this in the podcast, so we won't go too much into it, but those bottom 4 teams, man, that's a gauntlet in itself. I mean, those 4 teams, I can see any team, you know, beating the other team and kind of moving on to that upper final. Like, I could give cases for every single team. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, that starts next week. So it's going to be kind of a fun break. You know, we had the first 4 weeks of just 3v3. Of course, with the cup, it's Gamers 8 style. So we'll see what kind of the teams are made of outside of 3v3. We'll throw some extra modes in there. We'll throw some 2s. You know, we'll see.
Yep, absolutely. And before we forget, there's also the Prem Cup. They don't need to go through a draw. They decided as a community that they're going to go with seeded matchups. So once week 4 ends, we will take the final placements after the week 4 matches, and we will have the matchups decided. Here's how they will be laid out. First place versus 8th, 4th versus 5th, 2nd versus 7th, and 3rd versus 6th. And this will determine the matchups going forward in this cup tournament for the Prem Cup.
Yep, so one more week of, and that's why I think this week is so important, right? Of course, the first 3 weeks were important too, but this week is so important because, you know, teams are still fairly close. And so can you get that upper edge, right? I'm just looking at like a TA, ECRC play this week. It's basically the second best team, second ranked team, you know, in the Prem right now, like, or tied for that second place team. Like, whoever wins that could have an edge and potentially avoid Chrome, obviously, who's undefeated so far in the Prem. So, you know, there's a lot of movement to be had in this week, and that can set you up for success or potentially not success in the Cup. So, super exciting week.
Yep, well said, Brydog, and that about sums it up for the brackets. We are going to wrap up the stream right now. Chat, thank you all for joining us for this long stream. 2 hours long, 2 absolutely great matches. The first one, absolute cinema. I mean, I can't say anything more, just absolute cinema. And the second one, Los Verdes versus EC Eternal, still came out great. Los Verdes so close to getting their first point, but EC Eternal showing us what they're capable of. Rydog, thank you very much for joining me in commentary and giving me a bit of a break at the end. My throat really appreciates it. Thank you very much for that. And I will catch you all next time. Peace.
Peace.